edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're covering Stage 10 of Finnish Brutality 2024. Bang, boom, bang. What a very appropriately named stage. And it's the final stage of the match, and we get to go out with a bang, literally. So, what are we doing here? So, you start out kneeling next to the car behind the rear wheel. On the go signal, you go through the rear passenger window, and across the car from you, you have a target you got to dump 10 rounds into. Then you maneuver up to the passenger side window at the front of the car, put your rifle through, and put 10 rounds into that target. Then you have 3 steel targets downrange. You got to put 1 hit on each, remove your magazine, put a round into the left target. At that point, with your cleared weapon, you can reach into the front passenger seat of the car and retrieve 2 things. The first thing is a target package. And on there are letter number combinations that you'll have to get as pistol targets near the end of the stage. Also is an explosive charge. Once you have memorized the target package and given it back to the RO, you have to have some way of retaining the information, memory, write it down, whatever, because you can't take the target package with you. Then you race up to the door, and at the door place your breaching charge, connect it to the wires. Then you move to a second car, and from over the first tire, you put a round on each of the 3 targets downrange. Then through the windows of the car, you do the same thing, a round on each of the 3 targets downrange. Finally, at the stern of the vehicle, you put a round on each of the 3 targets, remove your magazine, and then put your final round into the right side target. Once your rifle's clear, you retrieve the detonator that's located in a box in the rear of the car, connect it to the wires that you've set up earlier, blow the breaching charge, and yes, it really blows. It's a real explosion. And then you enter the room, and in the room, you will find letters and numbers. The targets are numbered downrange. In front of you at the firing positions are letters. You have to match up the right letter to number and make your 3 pistol hits. You have 4 letters and 4 numbers to choose from. So if you get your target package right, you get a bonus. You take a 60-second penalty for every combination you get wrong. So lots that can go wrong on the stage, but there's a lot that can go right on this stage. Let's watch a video here and see what happened. All right, now the fun begins. So on this stage, pump rounds. Believe it or not, some people didn't get all 10 hits on these targets because they weren't counting correctly. Found that out when I was ROing the stage during the RO match. The targets downrange, pretty easy engagement. A little bit slower on stowing the mag. The Blue Force pouch is nice and compact, but not the easiest to use single-handedly. And if you're wondering why stuff's already written on my arm, is we had a false start on this stage due to the fact that the wires weren't right on the explosive device, so they gave me a restart on it. So wrote things down so I wouldn't have to remember, as Dr. Jones once said. Place the charge.
Don't drop it.
Get it clipped in. Taking extra care to get it right, because if the charge failed due to mechanical error, you got to reshoot. If the charge failed because you didn't do it right, your stage stopped and you took penalties on all remaining targets. So, got the hits there. Got the hits here. KR-21 just performing magnificently. Awesome rifle. And once again, thanks to Enzio for allowing me to borrow that. Again, stowing that mag before taking that final shot. Yeah, the Blue Force pouch is a good pouch, but it is a 2-handed pouch. Get the final shot, find the detonator, connect it to the wires.
Knock, knock, motherfucker!
And then move out. And yeah, my leg is absolutely screaming here because I have not recovered from that wipeout I took in the previous video. I am definitely feeling it. But you power through these things and get things done. And just so you know, the letters and numbers were not lined up, so you had to search from each firing position to where you were trying to go. All right, we had no Team America footage for you last run, but now we've got everybody from Team America's footage for this one, so enjoy. Get to see people blow things up. Matt's just pumping out his rounds right here. That PSA upper with compensator really helped him out. Then he quickly collects these 3 rifle targets. The open top dump pouch there obviously made that a lot smoother for him, saving him some time there. Yeah, the trick everybody learned on this one was to write down the combination. Guys who tried to memorize it, it tended to bite them. I know during ROing this during the RO match, the guys who didn't write it down usually got themselves in trouble and took unnecessary penalties. And you had to retain the pen. That bit some people. That moves out. And boom, pumps rounds in. And because he reused that mag, he had to reload here. He would have been better off starting off with a fresh mag. Then he moves out to the stern of the vehicle, gets those 3 hits. In the dump pouch, boom, gets that 1. Gets the detonator. Boom, blows it, and heads to the door.
Just go on. Do it the right way.
All in all, a super fun stage.
Once it's
We all had our time that we enjoyed here, and this is showing why you wrote things down so you wouldn't forget and take unnecessary penalties.
Clear. Yes, clear.
1, 3, 5.
Ready.
Stand by.
Package. Right. I'm thinking. Okay, the package. Under your foot.
Thank you.
Make sure you're not on the insulation.
All right.
Where is the explosion?
Have you tried calling it? PKV.
sights. Put the spot in the middle of the box. There you go.
Number 3.
Nice.
Okay, B is number 4.
If you're finished, unload and show clear.
Alright, sorry, no breacher test to tell you about. Darn. Not. No, actually, breacher was super fun. I'm glad I did it. I'll probably do it at the next Finnish Brutality as well. They provided nice challenges, and every year it's been evolving. 2 years ago it was called Recon Division, and you ran 3 kilometers between each stage. I decided that that was not fun, and I didn't do it. And the guys who did it did not look like they had any fun at all whatsoever. The next year they came up with breacher, and there was a lot of endurance tests in it. This year they took it a little bit further. You had endurance, but you also had mental tasks, you had practical tasks, and overall, even though I took an injury on the obstacle course portion, I still had a blast doing breacher. So, no breacher to go with this stage, but it was still very fun, and I'm glad I took part. Overall, the match was freaking incredible. We ended with a bang, literally with a bang. We blew something up. Yes, it was a simulated door with a flash charge. Who cares? It was awesome. And this stage was a neat little test because, you know, you'd think at those close range targets dumping 10 rounds wouldn't be a problem, but some people didn't do it. Some people actually missed the target at that range sometimes, which is kind of weird. But you had a lot to do on this stage. It was a very mental stage because you had to engage some targets close range, then you had to memorize something, then you had to do a task that required a little bit of dexterity, i.e. connecting all the leads for the bomb. And then you had to engage more targets, blow up the bomb, and then when you got to remember somehow what you're supposed to do. The writing it down was the way to go for sure, as I mentioned earlier in the video. Overall, it was the greatest way to end the match of what was the best brutality ever. Hands down, nothing beat this one. And I think they've set a very high bar for the future. But somehow I think they'll find a way to exceed it. They always do. And congratulations to Varosteleka for putting on such a fine and awesome match. It was 10 stages of pure goodness. Even the ones that were completely frustrating, even the ones where I augured in, they were still fun. And I just can't say enough good things about it. Now, if you're interested about the gear I used, somewhere here I'll put some links because I've actually covered these items before. We talked with Enzio last year about their rifle, so I'll put that video in the link, and I'll also talk about how I designed this rig last year at Varosteleka after last year's match, and I'll put that video around here somewhere as well. We really hope you've enjoyed this coverage of Finnish Brutality 2024. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in for future match videos.